Hello students. Now that we have done some basic numerical calculations in Java, we are ready for our next topic, that is branching. So let's quickly go to our online Java programming environment, JDoodle. Just click on it. And here we have our handy dandy Java programming environment. We have to keep an eye on main function and whatever you type between this opening braces, closing braces, uh, will be executed. So let's make it simple as we did before. So here we are left with only one statement, system.out.println, and we will delete everything in these parentheses, and we will just write statement one, just for example, and we will run it, and you see it printed statement one. Now let's copy paste this statement few times. So I will just duplicate this line and let's make it 3 times, and I will just write statement 2, statement 3, and now let me run it. So you see statement 1, statement 2, statement 3 are got executed. So this is the normal control flow in a program. The statements are executed one after the other, top to bottom. It will never happen that statement 1 will execute, then statement 3 will execute, then it will come back to statement 2. That doesn't happen normally. But sometime we want to make exception to this rule. So in that case, if we if we don't want to execute statements in a linear fashion, top to bottom, uh, that's where our branching feature comes into picture. So let me define a variable, uh, let's say integer variable age, okay? And let's say my age is 20 years, for example. And uh, let's say there is some medicine that you can take if you are only 12 years or older. If you are older than 12 years, only then can you take that medicine. Otherwise, you cannot take that medicine. So since my age is 20 years, I can safely take that medicine. So let me write it here. Uh, you can take this medicine. Okay. So my age is 20 years. Normally, 12 years is enough for taking medicine safely. So let's run it. And you see, uh, so it says you can take this medicine. Okay. Because your age is 20 years. But let's say I want to, my age is not 20 years, I am only 10 years of age, for example. So then let's see what happens. Let's run the program again. And it just still says you can take this medicine. So what's the problem? So you see, my age is 10 years, but all these statements will run one after the other, no matter what. So here we want to make an exception that I want to execute this statement, print this line only if I am 12 years or older. Okay. Let's say I'm older than 12 years. So in this case, I can write a if statement. If age is greater than 12, only then will you print this statement. So, and then what I will do, I will put a opening parentheses and closing parentheses, and I will give some indentation here. So here, so this statement will execute only if I am, if age is 12 years, more than 12 years, okay? So otherwise, this statement will not print. So let's run it and see what happens now. And see, it's statement 1 got printed, statement 3 got printed. This and this. But this was not printed because my age was less than 12 years old. Let's say I am 13 years. So, and run it again. This is the only change I'm making. So CC, run it. And you see, now it says you can take this medicine. Okay. So if a this statement is called branching, and there you can experiment. You can, let's say, you can make this 1 year, for example, and execute, and you see it doesn't print. So this part, if age is greater than 12, only then this part happens. And you can put more statements inside. For example, you can write duplicate. Okay, and you can write another statement safely, for example. And let's say my age is 15 years. So, and I will execute it. And you say, it says you can take this medicine safely. And if I make my age, let's say 7 years, for example. So then if I run it, so it doesn't recommend that. So this is for branching, and we will look more examples of branching. And I encourage you to experiment and learn more. There are tons of resources for basic Java programming. I will highly recommend you to to practice and get familiar with this concept. So long, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.